As the COVID pandemic and its effects drag on, it's important to consider ways that we can build hope in ourselves, in kids. First, it's important to validate it is dragging on. We are experiencing a lot of feelings of dread and bracing for what's to come. It's really hard. It's important to acknowledge some folks are talking about this as a marathon. And in fact, marathons have a beginning, a middle, and an end. And we're not quite sure when this all will end. So it's important to acknowledge that these are hard times and these are challenging for all of us. We don't know when it's going to end. So it's important to acknowledge that. The next step is to think about hope and define hope. What is it? It's a feeling. It's something that we wish for. We hope things get better. It's also a discipline. Hope is a discipline that we can practice. It's a skill that we can build. It's a sense of agency that we can say, hey, well, I hope things get better, and here's what I'm going to do to help in my way to help things get better. So thinking about hope both as a feeling and as something that we can do and we can build on. It's the roll your sleeves up kind of hope that we want to teach kids about. Another very important aspect is helping families to manage information. There's a lot of negative, hope-squashing information out there in the news, on social media. So it's important to manage and really curate the information that you let in your household. It's important to be informed without allowing yourself to be overwhelmed, and to teach kids how to do that. You want to shut off the news after a certain amount of time. You want to stop scrolling and doom scrolling after a certain amount of time. And you want to teach kids how to do that too. And related to managing the negative information you want to look for and seek out the positive information as well. You want to find joy because it is out there, even in these very trying times. And we want to teach kids and model that for kids in terms of managing the information and looking for certain types of information. Related to that, there are a lot of positive, special things that have come out of these times. Yes, quarantine was very difficult, and for many that meant more time with family that they may not have otherwise had. It may have meant learning a new skill. It may have meant trying something different or expanding on an old skill, hiking, getting out in nature more. We know that a lot of people did that. So it's important to acknowledge that there have been some special things that have come out of these times, and helping kids to recognize that too. And that will help to build hope. Sometimes we get asked, how do I help kids focus on the good? And it's an important question. How do we teach kids to focus on the good? Number one, we have to model it. We have to observe and notice the good ourselves. We have to do it on purpose and point it out. We have to find and look for joy. We have to point out and look for, as Mr. Rogers would say, the helpers. There are so many helpers out there. There are so many people doing good, hopeful things, helping neighbors and communities. So it's important to point those out and to show kids that those are happening. Those hopeful things are happening. We also want to positively reinforce and catch when kids themselves are doing some of those good things, because they are. And being able to point that out and say, I was really proud of you for the way that you helped your sister the other day. And we want to catch the positive and catch them being good. We want to praise them in a specific and labeled way. So it's one thing to say, good job. It's another thing to say, I'm really proud of you for helping your sister or picking up that piece of litter off the ground. So in addition to catching the good, we want to create some good. There are so many ways to be creative and create hopeful and meaningful things in art, in music, in writing, in gardening. We can cook. And helping kids find that hopeful action includes creating and doing some of those things, in addition to volunteering, helping out with something in the household or in the neighborhood, or finding something meaningful to that child, whether it's helping an elderly neighbor or volunteering for a group in your neighborhood. So creating good is another way to create hopeful action. And another very, very important way that we can build hope is through gratitude, creating a daily or regular gratitude practice. And there are many ways to do this. You can do it at the dinner table, where you go around the table and everyone talks about something that they're grateful for. On a walk, if you're walking with your child to school, from school, or to a store, from a store, doing it on purpose and with intention. Creating a gratitude practice before bedtime, naming 3 things that you're grateful for in the course of the day, even the little things. The person who helped you holding the door open, the person who smiled at you and cheered up your mood or sent you that text and made you feel better, and practicing and showing your kids that you are practicing this daily and helping and encouraging them to do it as well. So creating a daily and regular gratitude practice also builds hope. One final note, it's important to note that hope is not toxic positivity. It doesn't mean that we think that everything is going to be fine and everything is great. There's been a lot of loss and grief during these times, and it's important to acknowledge those. And it's, saying it's going to all be fine isn't helpful. What we can do is work on cultivating hopeful, pragmatic action that can move us in that direction.